Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Short Sale Power Hour. I'm on my phone. My name's Fred. This is Kevin.
What are you texting?
We're Group 4610. You're watching ShortSalePower.com.
Texting Tammy
and this is not a text to Tammy Walton. This
BFF?
is me pulling up an email to share with you some information.
Are you texting Alana Brown?
So, anyway,
No.
what would you like to talk about today? You want to set up this video?
Yeah,
Get us in trouble?
We wanted to just share some information. The reason I use that name is because about a year and a half ago, you and I sat in a room with a bunch of real estate agents and a couple mortgage service representatives and representative from Fannie Mae.
Yes.
And we touched on the subject of mortgage insurance and why isn't that when a servicer, or excuse me, an investor is due a payout from a mortgage insurance company that is stopping the short sale from being approved.
Yeah, so like an investor has made a decision, they've looked at the file and gone, dang, we'd approve this thing quickly.
But
the MI company's looked at it, and for whatever reason, they're looking at it going, no, we want a contribution, or we don't want to do this, or whatever.
Yeah, so why doesn't the investor just give the mortgage insurance company a discount on the payout?
Yeah, meaning
we've been asking that for at least a year and a half.
Yeah, so to kind of, I'm going to simplify it. Some of you already got it, okay? But some of you didn't, so I'm going to explain it a different way. So an investor of loans, Fannie Mae, for example, does a loan in, let's call it 2005. And they decide to eliminate risk. They decide to buy mortgage insurance from me.
Did you say create greater risk?
To reduce. They were trying to reduce it, is what they were trying to do. So they were trying to reduce their mortgage insurance, for example, or their risks. So they bought mortgage insurance. So what that means is me, as the mortgage insurance company, I tell Kevin, Fannie Mae, okay, great, I'll insure this policy up to X dollar amount or X percentage or whatever the policy looks like. So if there's ever a default later or whatever, we'll kick in some money. But meanwhile, you're going to have to make monthly payments to us or a flat fee or whatever to insure this deal. Well, it sounded really good to you in the beginning, right, Fannie? Because you're thinking, well, this is great, market's going hot, but if it doesn't go bad, I'd rather hedge my loss here, let an MI company chip in. Well, nobody necessarily back then saw what was going to happen, which was properties in Arizona were going to be worth half of what they were. It was going to be this whole boom. So now we're trying to do short sales, right? And you're Fannie Mae, and you bought insurance from me liking me because I was helping you and we were in a good relationship. But now me and the mortgage insurance company, I'm going, well, Kevin, Fannie, I don't really see a reason to do this short sale. I'm going to owe you the same amount of money in foreclosures that I'm going to owe you during the short sale. What's the incentive for me? I don't really want to do this. The borrower needs to give me some money, or you need to, but I'm not going to do it. And so what's been happening over the past couple of years is that mortgage insurance companies have been asking borrowers for promissory notes and cash contributions in an effort to basically hedge their loss. So Fannie hedged their loss and bought mortgage insurance, and now the mortgage insurance company is trying to hedge their loss by getting money from the client so that their loss isn't as big as they owe Fannie. Does that make sense? So
the insurance company is trying to get insurance.
Yes. Money was being exchanged from Fannie to the mortgage insurance company. They were paying for this insurance, monthly or a pool or whatever. They were paying for it. Now when the short sale happens, the mortgage insurance company has to pay Fannie because they insured something that's now not worth what it was.
Right.
So MI company said, hey, Mr. Borrowers, you pay us before we pay Fannie, as an example. So smart guys like us, or dumb guys like us, sat around and went, well, if Fannie knows that this is a benefit to them over foreclosure and they're going to make more money, why wouldn't they just go to the mortgage insurance company and say, let's create a win-win here. I'll reduce the amount of money you have to pay me by X dollar amount for your cooperation and agreement with the short sale. Sounds easy and simple, right? But when we were in that room with Alana Brown and others from those big servicers and those investors, they didn't even want to have the conversation. They literally said it's being discussed, but ultimately we're not going to talk about it because it was a gray area for them to talk about and they hadn't made any progress. Well, wouldn't you know that just this week, this is the very first time we've ever seen it. I'm not going to say it's the first time it's ever happened. It's the first time we've ever seen it. I have an email here back and forth between the investor, Fannie Mae, and the servicer. In this case, it was Ceteris Services for Fannie Mae. And let me read to you what the email says from Fannie to Ceteris. After review of the file and MI's request for claim reduction, did you hear that? That we reviewed the file, Fannie's saying, and MI requested claim reduction, right? Fannie Mae has agreed to the claim reduction amount of $15,000 to allow the MI escalation case to move forward. Please inform all parties involved and prepare all necessary approvals to be forwarded to all parties. Interesting. So what we talked about well over a year ago, we've been talking about probably a year and a half, 2 years, wouldn't it be great if the investors just laid off the claim amount, give them a discount on the claim? They're now doing it.
Well, man, I'll never forget. You were in the room. Brian Gumerich was in the room with me when I talked to Vince Conca, and I brought that up to him, and he was like, it's illegal for me to even ask them that.
Yep.
I'm not even allowed to ask that. They have to do it because of the industry we're in. It's illegal for me to ask that.
For those of you that attended Short Sales Uncensored, which is a class we only did 2 times,
you might remember that.
You might remember that phone call because it was something we shared with you. Nobody else has ever heard that phone call. But even the MI company representative, Vince Conca, said, "But we would never, sure, it sounds great, Kevin, but yeah, like that's ever going to happen."
He actually said, "Yo, Kevin, we can't do that, yo. Man, that's illegal."
We love Vince, though.
I know, Vince is awesome. Dude.
I know.
He
love
just
Vince.
sounds like that. He's got that really deep.
I wish I had that deep of a voice and I was like an East Coaster like he was.
Yeah.
I'd be tougher. I'm a freaking wuss.
I bet
What are
you
you
Vince
gonna say about
is 6'5", 240.
Yeah. Easily.
Wears gold chains.
260.
Yeah.
Easy. So, guys, sharing that to say that that's happening now, and if you're getting in situations in your short sale files where MI wants money, I encourage you to start asking around. Well, have you asked for a claim reduction from the investor? Hey, Mr. Investor, have they asked for a claim reduction? Will you consider that? Like, you now have another tool to add to your toolbox of things you can do. That's huge right there, guys. Like, when I saw that email this week, I was like, wow. Okay, that is huge. So there's a story from inside the trenches you're not going to find anywhere else. I promise you. C blah, 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 and the other designations are not going to be giving that kind of information because they would never see that because they don't actually do short sales.
Because they don't do short sales.
But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed Short Sale Power Hour today. Go out and have a great Friday and a great weekend, and we're going to wrap it up. 1, 2, 3. Short Sale Power Hour! Short Sale Power Hour! Crush it!